I started developing these habits when I realized I'm spending over 7 hours a day on my phone and not doing the things that I want to be doing with my life. You know that feeling when you come home from work and you want to do something really bad, but then you can't because somehow your brain just doesn't want you to do the job and you avoid it so badly. You do something that just is completely unrelated to your task and you just can't finish it. Hi guys, coming to you from someone who easily spends 8 to 10 hours on her phone a day, even though she has a list of things that she wants to do and does not get to them. This is how you snap out of procrastination. After watching so many videos and podcasts of things that people could do or that I could do to actually stop procrastinating, I realized these are the easiest things to incorporate into your life right now to actually start seeing changes and pulling your life together, being able to feel happy and productive and not like you're wasting your life on your phone or on your computer. So whenever you get home from work or school, I find it's much harder to start doing the things that you want to do because you just want to rest and relax. But that's 6 hours a day for 5 days a week. So that's 30 hours a week that we're wasting every single week if we're just procrastinating after work or school and not doing anything until the weekend. So the first thing that I like to do when I come home from work is to put on white noise, brown noise, or pink noise. And the reason why I give you 3 options is because for me, white noise doesn't work because although there have been so many studies that show white noise increases concentration, for myself, think about it in the sense that white noise is static. Static from the television, it's like shh noise, has a flat and even frequency sound spectrum. So that means that it's good for sound masking, but at the same time, it just blocks out all my thoughts. Any thoughts that I'm having, so I can't even work because I don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm just listening to the white noise. It's also been shown that if white noise is too loud, it actually causes stress. So you have to make sure that it's soft enough to keep concentrating, but not loud enough to cause you stress. So, you know, that is peculiar to me. What I prefer is actually brown noise.
Call yourself a free spirit.
I've grown up with it because I grew up in Singapore. It's like thunderstorms, rain, pitter-patter, you know. It's a more deeper and rumble-like quality and people have used it for anxiety and, you know, just to calm down, which I find is very useful when you're trying to concentrate and do something that you really hate. Because of all these negative emotions you're associating with this thing, you're getting stressed out, and this stress causes you to unconsciously want to avoid it because the body doesn't like stress, obviously. It wants to be as comfortable as possible. So if you can minimize the stress by having some brown noise and making yourself feel at peace, I don't know why that just helps me focus better and actually finish whatever I have to do. Pink noise, on the other hand, is a mixture of the both. I can't express how easy it is to just press a button and listen to brown noise. It just cuts out just enough thoughts for me to keep focusing and have enough space to think about what I'm doing. Have a one-track mind to just finish this one thing. Which brings me to my next point, journaling. So journaling, when you procrastinate a lot, is so important. I can't imagine what I would do without pieces of paper because your mind is very active and you're thinking about all the other things that you could be doing instead of this one thing. It's word vomit. I get it out of my brain so I don't think about it anymore. Everything that I have to do, I write it down as a task and I put a checkbox right next to it so that I can tick it later and tick it off my mind and my notebook. I will literally grab any piece of paper that I can just so that I stop thinking about it and I can just write it down. It's actually quite easy for us to forget all of our to-do lists when we type it on our phone instead of just writing it down. Of course, typing it somewhere is still better than nothing, but it's actually better to write it down. I don't necessarily have a very pretty bullet journal, even though I would love to get into that at one point, but right now, I just write every single thing that I'm thinking of down, and if I can, I will break bigger tasks into smaller tasks. For example, it's very sad, but I find it very hard to watch a 20-minute video when it's for school or for work. I will instead break it down into 5-minute tasks. I will write 5 minutes of watching, 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark, 20-minute mark. Being able to check off the box somehow gives me like this little boost of dopamine every single time I do it, enough to make me keep going to the next 10-minute, 15-minute mark, which says a lot about how bad my attention span is, and I feel like the poster child for the kids who they talk about that have less attention span than a goldfish. Thinking about it makes me want to cry, but that's okay. Really doing all of this helps to channel your energy into one task at a time to actually complete it instead of just doing something else that you would rather be doing. If you found this video helpful so far, please give me a like. It helps me a lot. Next is using the Pomodoro technique. So I find it very easy for someone to just tell you, you know what, concentrate for 25 minutes and then rest for 5 minutes. It's not that simple. Concentrating for 25 minutes is already so hard for someone who likes to procrastinate. I just don't understand how people can concentrate for 25 minutes right off the bat. I can't do that. So I'm gonna recommend you this website, not sponsored. It actually has a 25 minutes, 5 minutes, and 10-minute timer. And the 10 minutes is technically for a long break, but really, when I'm really tired, especially after work, and I'm low on dopamine, I will use the 10 minutes as my 25 minutes. As in, I will work for 10 minutes and then rest for 5 minutes. And then when I'm getting really, really bad, I will work for 5 minutes and rest for 5 minutes. Because if I don't even use the timer, I'm not gonna work at all. 5-minute work will not even happen. I will just procrastinate for 1 whole hour. So it's better to work for 30 minutes and rest for 30 minutes in that hour than do nothing at all. All of these coping techniques have helped me so much to actually be doing my own projects after work, because I don't want to just live my whole life just working for someone else and then never taking on my own projects and just spending all of my time on social media after work. It just doesn't make sense to me. I just want to live a full life and have hobbies and things that I accomplish on my own. Now, if you find that you're not even concentrating for 5 minutes while using the Pomodoro technique, you are probably tired. Take a good nap. I can't stress how important it is to sleep. I find that when I really want to do something, but I'm tired, I will procrastinate sleeping. That's just how my brain works. And I realized that you just have to force yourself to go to sleep. Yes, you have something to do, but you're not even doing it because you're so tired, or you can't do it properly because you're tired. What you shouldn't do is sleep for 1 whole hour, because then you're risking going into deep sleep. So when you wake up, you're going to be super groggy and you're not going to be able to function properly. You're better off just sleeping 30 minutes or 8 hours at a time. And I find that I can sleep 45 minutes and wake up and still be okay. But that's also because I'm iron deficient. Something else I found out recently after doing a blood test. So I got a nurse practitioner because I wanted to know if I have ADHD or if I'm iron deficient. And I have a feeling I'm both. It was such a nice experience. I went to Laidbackz. It was so busy. I felt like cattle, but in a good way, because I had like 6 or 7 people in front of me, and I can't believe I got to my seat and I left within 5 minutes. That's just insane. Anyway, I found out that I am truly iron deficient, which the reason why I'm encouraging you to see a doctor if you think that you're having a problem is because it's actually very validating to know that I'm sleepy and I just want to go to sleep all the time, not because I'm lazy or depressed, but it's because I'm iron deficient, and that I can actually take some steps to change my life knowing that I'm iron deficient, knowing in the future potentially if I have ADHD or not. So yeah, that's my little tip from my personal life that I recommend you try doing. The next thing to do is, after you wake up from your nap, don't pick up your phone and don't scroll social media. You really need to bore yourself to death. I'm serious. Try not to do anything too stimulating, playing games or watching TV, because you're basically draining yourself and that energy that you need. It's mentally taxing, which is why you procrastinate after, because you just don't have energy, so then you have to go back and take a nap. So after you take a nap, don't do anything too stimulating and just try to finish your task first. I am honestly a huge sucker for video games. I used to play League of Legends until 6 a.m. and right now I'm playing Stardew Valley. I think it's a little bit better because you can actually put a pause to the game and not have to keep playing one whole game for 1 hour. And then I like to use it in between my Pomodoro timers, so I'll play it for 5 minutes. The next thing that I'm actually going to recommend, which you've probably heard before, is to start exercising. I started exercising and I realized such a huge difference. It helps me to concentrate a lot more. And the reason for this is because exercising helps your brain to have more blood flow. That's super important when you want to concentrate. If you don't have blood flow, you're gonna feel sleepy and tired. And one last thing, if you procrastinate a lot, you know that you're easily distracted. Don't work with people around you. Going to coffee shops can be good in the sense that you sit there and you're stuck doing your work. But if you go to coffee shops with your friends, you're gonna end up wanting to talk to them. It's very distracting, and I find this feeling of wanting to talk to people, it just distracts me. I just can't concentrate. So don't do that. If you've reached this far in this video, please comment below something that has helped you to stop procrastinating. Bye! See you next time.